Imagine having a skilled professional at your beck and call, working tirelessly to support your business and the goals for just as little as $3 per hour. Keep listening as I break down the entire step-by-step process. Now, you might be asking, what is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is essentially a remote worker or a freelancer who provides services to a business and entrepreneurs from an off-site location. For most companies hiring VAs, that off-site location tends to be in countries like the Philippines or maybe in India, where wages are generally lower. VAs can be hired for all kinds of works, roles, administrative work, online research, data entry, graphic design, video editing, marketing, advertising, you name it, they can do it. They're affordable remote workers that allow you to expand your team's capability without the cost of taking on a full-time local employee. The beauty of virtual assistants is that by working remotely for companies around the world, they can earn higher wages than average in their local home countries while still being really cost-effective for the businesses that hire them. This is a true win-win situation. Now, there are a few key reasons why the Philippines is one of the best countries to find skilled virtual assistants. Now, an estimated 94% of all Filipinos are conversational with English, which is incredible. Now, secondly, compared to the US, Canada, Australia, and most European countries, labor costs in the Philippines are considerably lower. And this allows you to get an exceptional value for money whilst hiring a Filipino VA. Now, the third reason, Filipinos are renowned worldwide for their strong work ethic, loyalty, and commitment to doing great work. And finally, thanks to their highly educated population, the Philippines has one of the highest literacy rates in Asia. There is an immense pool of qualified workers proficient in using computers, software packages, digital tools that are all going to help you out. Now, with those factors in mind, it's easy to understand why the Philippines has become a global hub for outsourcing virtual assistant services over the past decade. Now, you might be asking, when should you hire a VA? I believe hiring a virtual assistant makes sense anytime you find yourself frequently getting bogged down in the time-consuming tasks that are preventing you from focusing on higher priority, higher value goals and responsibilities within your business. Outsourcing to a virtual assistant will boost your productivity, reduce your stress levels down, and accelerate your business growth. Now, you might be asking how to actually hire. Let's go through the step-by-step process. Step 1, identify the task, the role that you want to outsource. Now, this first step is about clearly identifying what types of tasks and responsibilities you want to hand off to your virtual assistant. Spend maybe 1 to 2 weeks carefully documenting all of the roles that you do in running your business, recording Loom videos, which are so helpful. Now, make a list of all of those different tasks you want assistance with, and this list is going to help you craft the job description and the postings to help you find the perfect candidate. Step 2, write a clear job description with your list of needs of what you are looking for as your task in hand. Now, this is time to craft a clear, detailed job description that we're going to track the right virtual assistant candidate for each role and provide them with an overview of what the position is going to entail, likely key duties, the responsibilities, and the required skills and technical competencies to do the job. Things such as internet speed, software tools, computer, for example, are going to be really important. I would recommend using common job keywords. For example, you might want something like a Amazon Seller Central specialist. Great, but I would probably call it an admin VA because these are going to be very generic and people are going to understand what kind of role that looks like. Whereas you might get a great admin VA who doesn't really understand much about Amazon Seller Central, but therefore they will be really good at doing it once you train them on the specifics. But generally, they're just a great admin VA you'd love to have. Now, if you're looking to scale and you're thinking about hiring a virtual assistant, what can I recommend that's going to save you time? Getting our free job description and VA contract. This is something that we have used to hire over 750 virtual assistants for our clients. And right now you can get it for free by accessing it by looking at the link down in the description. It's just going to save you time and help you grow your business much, much quicker. Now, step 3, where are you actually going to be hiring from? Now, when it comes from hiring from the Philippines, there's one go-to website that pretty much everyone uses, and I started with as well, onlinejobs.ph. Now, this website is one of the great destinations to hire Filipino talent from, which is really helpful. There is a cost involved with it, but it's really cost effective and there's a lot of talent on there. So definitely check that out. You can also check out Upwork. There's a massive global platform for freelancers and you're going to be paying per role, for example, and it's generally going to be higher than onlinejobs.ph, but it can be an option as well. Also have a look at things like Facebook groups. There are many active Facebook groups for Filipino virtual assistants that can be leveraged to help you out finding the great candidates. Now, for me personally, I recommend posting your job on as many platforms as possible because you want to get the maximum number of candidates as you can. So think about that. Now, the fourth step you're going to be looking at is reviewing applications and conducting screening interviews. Top tips you might use or strategies you might employ are focusing on skills-based assessments. For example, in my business, we'll do things like Google Forms and creating a test for them to run through, which allows us to see quantifiable data, which is so useful, or looking at necessary tools and software that they've maybe used before or you want them to test with, maybe recording a Loom video, and you're looking for, can they do what they say they're going to do? On top of that, when you're doing the analysis on their resumes, you're going to be looking for potential red flags. Let's define what they look like. So pay close attention to maybe a history of multiple jobs. It's something that we try and avoid. On top of that, we also look at communication skills. Can they explain themselves clearly? And what we also ask them to do is to record a short video, which can be really helpful to understand who they are and how they communicate. Step 5, conduct a competency test and an interview. Now, for our top 5 to 10 candidates, we really like to go through an interviewing, a screening round. This is going to put them through maybe a test that we do live on the call, or maybe we ask them to do a piece of work. We try and make these paid if there's a significant period of time, but being able to ask them questions about what their work they're doing is going to be great. And what you're also looking for in an interview is their work ethic and whether they're a good cultural fit for your team. Now, when you're conducting the interviews, I recommend using something like Zoom or Google Meet. Also, Skype works well because you can record the interview, which will allow you to watch them back later. Now, throughout this vetting process, be very thorough yet respectful of the candidate's time. The more data points you can obtain about their skills, how they operate, and how they feel about your business is going to give you a much better idea of whether they're going to be right. And my advice is say, if they're not right during the interview, feel free to end it earlier because there's no point wasting your time or their time. If you are interested in finding out more, do check out the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. We've hired over 750 virtual assistants for Amazon sellers just like you, and we fully support you with everything with our trained VAs for 12 weeks after the placement, making sure that you know exactly what you need to do to get the best out of them and to get results to scale your business. If you are interested in knowing more, have a look at the link down below or check out the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. Step number 6, let's make them a job offer and define expectations. Now, after all your testing and interviews with the candidates, you should have a clear top choice for your VA to hire. This is going to be for the role that you're looking to fill, and you're going to feel confident that they are the right person. So now it's time to give them a job offer. Like any new hire, even for a VA, I suggest putting together an official job offer with a contract as well. And this is going to outline what the job title is, the main responsibilities, the working hours, the commitments, pay rates, any benefits, and any performance bonuses, paid time off, for example, start date and probationary period, grounds for terminations if you have problems with that as well. Being clear about the expectations and communicating that is really key from day one. Now, the offer letter helps set the tone for the formality of the professional relationship between you and the new VA, and it's just going to make sure that everyone is on the same page. I will drop a copy of our contract down below, and if you're interested in getting that, it's free and you can download it, so check that out. Now, step number 7, onboarding the VA and setting up success. Now, your VA has just accepted the job offer, and now it's about defining and getting them set up for your business. This is the time to onboard your VA to get them where they need to be, with the accounts, the tools, the softwares, everything they need to access. Now, I'd highly recommend having a comprehensive onboarding process you can just tick off maybe on a Google spreadsheet that's going to allow your VA to work to the workflow that you're working. And what does excellent look like? Don't skip this because this is about signing off their probation and making sure they know what they do. And you can also give them feedback on what they are actually doing. One of the top tips we do in our business is we generally assign them a more experienced team member to help them have experience or learn and ask questions with additional training and oversight, which is going to really help them out. Now, I'd recommend starting them off with the biggest task that is time consuming, get that off your plate first, and then work to the smallest time consuming tasks later on. This way, you're just going to free up your workload and get them starting to take on board the big chunky task that's going to really help you understand how good a fit they are and obviously get them up to speed when they need to be. Now, step 8, providing constant feedback to support their development. Now, having hired over 88 virtual assistants for my own business and having them work for me at any one time, giving feedback for your VAs is one of the most important things you can do. Now, I recommend scheduling a reoccurring weekly check-in call via video to give them status updates, for them to update you, provide feedback, and assign new tasks. This way, it's just going to give you a really good rhythm of understanding how to interact with your VAs, and it's going to give you an easy communication, which is going to give them the feedback they need to continually improve and to work towards the goal. Now, this is important to frequently review the VA's work and their quality to ensure they're staying productive and helpful to the organization. By giving positive reinforcement when things are going well, but also not shying away from constructive criticism, you're going to notice problems or shortcomings in their work. Now, over time, your VA is going to start to really shine, and you're going to be able to offload more and more work to them, which is going to free up you to focus on the high value stuff. So there you have it, a step-by-step blueprint for finding, vetting, hiring, and successfully integrating a hardworking, skilled virtual assistant from the Philippines into your business operations. Now, if you like that, hit the thumbs up, and hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and also you're going to be notified of any of the other videos that I release that are going to help you out with your business.